Uh, um, so, I just thought about this. I figured maybe I should talk about it. Maybe I could spur something. I can't always talk about things because I just don't have the mentality to do it at the moment. A discussion really comes, or a rant really comes, when it's just at the top of my mind. It's on my mind. It's fresh, and I have a lot to say about it. This one maybe not so much, but it's something I thought about, and I think it brings up a good point, that when you're setting out to do what you want to do, everyone will tell you not to do it. So, and it's a problem. It's a real serious, I don't know. Oops. I hope you guys heard that, but it's genuinely a serious problem, because when you have your parents, when you have people that you love and care about telling you not to do something, even if you know it's the right thing to do, even if you know your gut is telling you have to do it, it can bring in doubt. And doubt is the enemy of any person that's trying to achieve their dreams. Doubt is the thing that you're constantly fighting. Doubt is the thing that wants you to sit in bed when you know you have to get up at night. So, it's a serious problem that people really don't understand, especially parents. They don't understand. They're instilling doubt in their children, in their kids, by trying to guide them, by trying to do what they think is the right and responsible thing to do as a parent. They're actually instilling doubt in them. It's tricky, and I completely understand the parent's side. You don't want your kid to veer off on the wrong path, and you don't know what the decisions they're making entail, what the outcome of them will be, what the consequences of them will be. You just want to make sure they're doing what you know is right. And, parenting is a whole different thing. It's a whole scary world to jump into, because no parent really knows what they're doing when they start. And I'd argue no parent really knows what they're doing ever. But somehow you come out the end of it being a good parent or a bad parent, and you don't really know how you ended up there. But the problem is, in trying to guide, you instill doubt. And the reason I bring this up is because I was having a conversation with my dad where we were talking about the future, kind of. Mainly the point that, and my parents have always hearkened me on this, right now I don't make a lot of money. Like, I make below minimum wage. Like, severely below minimum wage. But I don't care. And, I've never cared. Because I just love that I get to do what I love to do, and I love that the potential for growth is so great if I do a good job. I love it. I fucking love it, so I don't care how much I get paid. But, they are right to a certain point. I do need to get paid a little more, because the reality is that it does conflict with my growth. I can't afford certain things that I need, like a new camera. I can't afford some equipment. I can't afford more rolls for my film, or new lenses, or better parts for my computer, or so on and so forth. So yeah, they are right. I do need to get paid more just to have a more sustainable source of living that I can rely on, that I can spend and invest into my future. But again, it's not a big bother for me at this moment. And I was talking to my dad about it, and he's like, how long are you willing to work like this and this job until you realize you need to get paid more? Or he said something like that, like, how long are you willing to work this job until you say enough's enough and you put your foot down? I said, I'm willing to do it forever. And he said, that's the wrong answer. And I said, right away, I knew I was right. I said, no, it's not the wrong answer. And then he told me, you'll see, blah, 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 blah. No, I will not see, because I do know what I'm talking about. I did not say I'm willing to do it forever because I think I'm going to get paid chump change forever. I said I'm willing to do it forever if we do not grow. That is the reason I said that. If the company does not grow, I'm willing to do it forever because I know eventually it will grow. And when that time comes is when I put my foot down. I don't put my foot down in the midst of trying to grow it and say, hey, I know you don't have the funds, but you still have to pay me more. That is not what I'm going to do. And they don't understand that. They think I'm doing this to create a living, but I'm doing this to create a legacy. I'm not. That sounds a bit extreme for an editor. Okay, I know legacy is not the right word because you can't really quote unquote build. It's not an industry where you're gonna get it. Anyways, legacy. It's not the right word, but you know what I mean. I'm doing this to build status. I want the status of being the best. That is exactly what I want, and I want to actually be the best, not just work my way up, network so that I'm the best. No, like genuinely the best. And they don't understand that. They don't. Money is not a factor in my life. It only becomes a factor when I can't afford something because I need something to grow. That's the only time it ever becomes an issue. But they don't understand. They don't understand that I'm willing to not make money, like ever. And I'm willing to do this for free. I'm blessed to even get paid for this right now because I would have sat there and met with my boss the first time we met and told him in a heartbeat, I will do this for free. But he respected me enough to say, you're going to get paid. You're going to make money. I'm not making you do this. You know, he respected me enough to put a value that I didn't know I was worth yet on my time. So it's coming time where I'm eventually gonna have to re-sign, and they are breaking my balls about asking for more money. And I am gonna ask for more. The reality is I am gonna ask for more because it's not that I want more, it's just that I need more. But I'm not going to stress my boss out over it. If he cannot pay me more, then I'm not going to worry about it. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I know the upside of this outcome. I know the upside of the end goal we see. And I know who my boss is. He's not going to fuck me over, okay? And if he does, I don't give a fuck. I'll just move on. And the value I've gained from this experience alone, I can move on and make something of my own. Mind you, it'd be 10 times harder, but I could do it. I'm not worried about any of that. What I'm worried about is for us to become the best. And if you want to be the best, you need to make sacrifices. So when my dad told me it's not the right answer, I couldn't help but think, well, you don't understand what it means to be great yet. And that sounds really mean. And I love my dad. My dad's a fantastic person. You know, he does so much for so many people. He has done so well for himself. And, you know, he's giving me this life I couldn't ask to be better, to be honest. I don't even know how it could be better. If he made more money, sure, but then I'd just be unmotivated. I'm in a perfect in-between that has granted me the foresight and the knowledge and the attitude to take after my goals. So I would, my mom and dad have blessed me with this life, and I couldn't be any more grateful. But he's one stop short, and I'll be completely honest with him to his face too. He's one stop short from fulfilling his greatness. I say that a lot, but fulfilling greatness, what does that mean, so on and so forth. He's just one stop short from fulfilling his potential. And and that's why he gave me that answer. It's because that's an answer from someone that hasn't fulfilled their potential. He stopped himself short of the risk. He went for what's comfortable too early. So, and he couldn't. He had to. He had a family at that point. By the time he originally had a company and it went under, and by that point he had kids. So you need to make that sacrifice in your dreams. It's not about chasing your dreams anymore. It's about doing what's responsible for your family. So I understand that, but when people give you advice, and this is the whole point of this rant, is when people give you advice, you have to understand where that advice is coming from. It's not about if advice is right or wrong. It's completely up to the person receiving it or the person giving it. It's your responsibility to understand where's that advice coming from, why are they saying it, and what made them come to that conclusion. For my dad, he has a good life. It's sustainable. In his mind, he might have achieved what he wanted to, which is to create a successful team around him, be his own boss, and provide for his kids. He achieved those things. So for him, he's giving that answer because that's what he did to get there. He put his foot down several times to say, I need this money, or I need you to pay me more, or I'm worth more, something like that. But no one in my family, no one, is coming from the perspective of, I wanted enough to give everything up. I wanted enough to sacrifice everything I have. Nobody in my family is coming from that perspective, so I can't honestly take their advice sometimes, depending on the subject. You just can't. And you need to know, if you know what you have to do, if you're confident in your vision, then you need to do it, regardless of what anyone is telling you. And I know it's not easy to do that because these people love you and you love them even more. And to hear them, it breaks your heart, hearing them have to say these things and tell you not to do something, and tell you to, when are you going to get your life together, or tell you when are you going to grow up, so on and so forth. And I know this isn't easy, but you just have to not listen. I know that doesn't sound like good advice, but like I said, this is coming from the perspective of a kid who's hungry, who has a clear vision of what he needs to do and who he needs to be. So trust yourself. And even the people closest to you aren't always right. Only you are. Remember that. If you truly believe in something, if your vision's strong enough, you need to trust your gut. And parents are always going to give you, this person's up my ass, man, I'm going to slow down on purpose. And you need to trust yourself enough to fulfill, you need to have enough respect for yourself and your own decisions, and your own mind, your own vision, and your own potential to do that, to strive to be great and to make the decisions nobody wants you to make for yourself. You need to do that for yourself. And as scary as it sounds, you need to be selfish. Your parents are going to give you the answer that they think you want to hear, or that they think is right for you. Your friends are going to give you the answer that they want to give you for the benefit of seeing you, or for the benefit of spending time with you. Everyone has a reason to give you the answer they do, and you need to figure out why they're giving you that answer. And then you need to separate and find the good parts in the advice they give you and the bad parts. So, you know, it's like another time I asked my dad, I said, if I don't achieve my daily goals, will I achieve my long-term goals? And he said yes. He said, yes, because it's not always going to go your way. Yes, it's not always going to turn out the way you want to. A day's not going to happen exactly how you have it planned out. But the most important skill you develop from that is the skill to prioritize and adapt. And he said not many people have that skill, so it's important that you learn that, so that when you're falling short of your daily goals, you still make a day worth it. And then that's how you'll reach your long-term goals. And that is advice that I can take, because that is advice I understand, and I've felt, and I've made mistakes on before. I've made mistakes prioritizing. I haven't seized the day fully because of my poor lack of foresight or planning ahead, or frustration because the day's not working out. Like, that is genuine advice I can take, because he's taking that advice from all the times he's had bad. And the days I know he's had bad are much like days I've had bad. He's not giving me that from a different perspective. That's a lesson from the same perspective. Just someone that's gone through it a million times more, that's learned it harder, that's, probably has it mostly figured out now. So, I hope at least. But yeah, like, that's what I mean. So, there are times people will give you good advice, times they'll give you bad advice. Or sorry, not that, but you just need to know what advice to pick from. Just trust your vision, and parents aren't always right. That's the moral of the story, I guess. All right, I gotta go run some errands. So, ciao.